Hey everyone, welcome back to the Daily Gold Podcast. We're recording this on Friday about 35 minutes before the close. Precious metals sector is having a good day. I got with me on the line Jeb Handwerger. He's a new guest. He does fine work. He's of goldstocktrades.com. Jeb, as we get started, what are your thoughts on gold? We had that strong sell-off and then a nice two-day recovery. You think we're going to trade in a range here, or are we going to steadily move back to 1900 and above?
Well, I'd like Jordan to see it trade sideways after a parabolic move. As you know, parabolic moves are followed by parabolic downside moves, and we all know that gold was a little bit overextended, overbought, and we had two very volatile days this week where gold went down significantly, and it came and reversed at the 20-day moving average. So we saw some support there at the 20-day moving average. I would like to see it go sideways. I'd like to see a consolidation so that we'll be able to make its next leg higher. But right now we may see it test the 185, and I'm not 100% sure if that will be able to give it enough legs to continue into new high territory.
Let's talk about silver. Looking at silver today, continues to be weaker than gold. What are your thoughts on silver?
Well, silver is a little bit of a different story in my book. I know I really like silver here because up until the April when the COMEX started raising margin rate hikes, silver had a very powerful move, and we know that from in August in 2010 and most of 2011, the silver to gold ratio really favored silver, and then we saw a real takedown of the market, and after the parabolic move, we had a sideways consolidation, which looked pretty powerful. And strong, and a lot of 3250, which was a 50% retracement from the August 2010 to the April 2011 breakout, really held strong there, and we've seen breakouts. It's now maintaining a short-term uptrend. And I think it's going to challenge old highs and go into new highs, just like gold has done over the past few weeks.
So you're basically looking for silver to eventually kind of ride the coattails of gold, so to speak.
Correct. Yeah. Right. But it's definitely not as overbought as gold. It's not. The gold is significantly higher than the 200-day moving average. Silver is just kind of riding the 50-day moving average and finding support there. So it seems like it might be a little bit of a less riskier market at the moment.
Okay, let's move on to the mining stocks, and I got to tell you, I really like the activity in GDX. I mean, we had that hard two-day sell-off, and you look at the last 2 days in GDX, it moved much higher off the lows of the day. Right,
and I've been saying for a while I've really liked the miners even over gold in those overbought conditions for about a few weeks now, because the miners, it's very interesting. While gold is making major leaps higher, the miners are just beginning to make a 50-day, 200-day golden crossover, and it's had a triple top here at the if you're looking at the GDX, around $64. If it's able to consolidate here and make a significant breakout through that $64 area, we could see a major move in the miners to play catch-up to the underlying bullion. So we have to be careful here because it is a triple top, but if that triple top, and I have a feeling, the way I'm looking at some of my technicals and looking at some of the price-volume action, we could see a breakout this fall and a very powerful move in the miners. So this is really where investors, especially precious metal investors, should be looking at. It's interesting, Jordan, that Ron Paul. I don't know if you saw the Ron Paul that was they published his holdings. I think Barron's published it. You saw his holding of some of the miners, and he significantly had a large position in the miners, and something that investors should not forget. Even though we see the GLD going into new highs, these miners are sitting on great assets. They're making record profits. They're increasing cash positions. They're going to either have to be paid out with dividends or acquiring new properties. So I think it's going to be an exciting time for the miners, and we need to be checking out if this breakout is authentic.
And as we close, why don't we talk about one of those miners? You and I, we were with International Tower Hill on their tour of their Live and Good project up in Alaska. Some beautiful country up there. And, of course, I was on the Corvus Gold Tour, which is spun out from ITH. ITH's original management has moved on to Corvus, but they're still very much involved with Tower Hill. And Tower Hill, of course, was able to bring in some people who have expertise in permitting mines and moving them to production. I just look at Tower Hill and has about 16 million ounces measured and indicated. It's trading at per ounce in the ground something like less than $40, and that is really significant. I know it's going to be 4 or 5 years before they go into production, but I have to think looking at Tower Hill, and I'll just add that over the last week or two, it's really shown a lot of relative strength. I don't know if you've noticed that. Can I get your thoughts on Tower Hill here and
Sure.
kind of the project and the people there and the overall experience of the trip?
Sure, Jordan. I've been following Tower Hill now for close to a year, and last year it was one of my favorite candidates to be bought out, along with another company, Frontier Gold. Frontier Gold was bought out by Newmont, and Tower Hill has not been bought out yet. And it was a very interesting time period in this company because at the time they were more of an exploration. They found this humongous deposit of, at the time, like over 10 million ounces of gold. And they, at that time, they either had to get bought out or they had to go ahead. And this company has decided to go ahead, and all the top people from, AngloGold Ashanti, Jim Comodina, Carl Brechtel, these are top, Jim Comodina was the CEO of AngloGold Ashanti North America, and they have Carl Brechtel, who helped to run pre-feasibility studies for AngloGold Ashanti in Colombia. So they've brought in the experts now that have taken this now from an exploration company to a mine developer, and they've brought on the top two Alaskan miners, Tom Irwin from the Kinross mine, Fort Knox mine nearby, and Carl Hanneman, who helped permit the Pogo mine. So this is an exciting play in a mining-friendly jurisdiction where there's infrastructure, and I see the value of it, and I think the majors will definitely see the value of mining in a mining-friendly jurisdiction when we see an entire world that's really, it's getting harder and harder to mine in different jurisdictions. So when you have a project like this, it really is going to open some majors' eyes, and they have a really tight window because they're working on their pre-feasibility study, which is supposed to come out by Q4 2011. When that pre-feasibility study comes out, most likely, if you look at the valuations, it's going to go into a different classification, and you see it to some of its peers almost, and it could possibly go up. That $40 an ounce that you said before is definitely going to significantly should increase once they come out with the pre-feasibility and start the permitting. So it's really an exciting time for this company, and investors should make sure they can do their research and follow the story.
Yeah, and as we close here, I'll just add that as they released the pre-feasibility study and moved to they move further in the permitting process, that just de-risks the project, so to speak, and I think that's going to get major companies all the more interested. Now, Jeb, as we close here, I want to say thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. And why don't you give out your website and tell our listeners about what you
Sure.
offer there?
Please go to goldstocktrades.com. We have a daily service. We follow three sectors: the precious metals, uranium, and rare earths. We have daily bulletins that come out and videos. So please come and take a look and take a visit. And if you want, you can email me at jeb@goldstocktrades.com.
All righty, Jeb. Thanks so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jordan.